Hi, I'm Greg Painter with Fast Science of Helena, Montana. Welcome to the 2018 Fast Science Convention. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how much I love our new Esko X24 cutter. I gotta tell you, this machine is a game changer. We've been looking for a flatbed cutter for a couple years now, and I'm really glad we went with Esko. After meeting the Esko people at the trade shows and to see how these things work, and now that we have one in our own Fast Science Center, I am so impressed, and I'm so glad that I made the choice of going with Esko cutters. If you're gonna get a flatbed cutter, get one with a roll feed table. It's a must. If you're gonna be cutting any kind of vinyl or banners or anything where it's gonna be in a roll, get a roll feed, because it just unrolls the vinyl, cuts it, unrolls the vinyl, and it makes our life so much easier. You'll find you'll be cutting things you had no idea that you would be using it for. Something simple as coroplast signs. We did a little test and we put gentry on the wall cutter and we loaded another sheet on this, and see for yourself just how much faster this machine is. I mean, this thing cut it out in a matter of seconds. And just think if you had 20, 30, 200 sheets of coral you had to cut out, this Esko cutter is gonna rock and roll and make you money. Remember the good old days when you had to use a jigsaw to cut things out? And then when you're done with the jigsaw, you took a file to it, or you had to take a sander to it to smooth it out. This still wasn't perfect. Those days are gone. That's why you get an Esko. Load it in here, you hit go, reads the barcode, boom, 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 cuts it out, and you're done. And you know what? It's perfect. And you can charge for it. That's a good thing too, is you can make money with this thing. One of the money-making opportunities I found with this machine was doing sports cutouts with football players. We made some for our local high school here, and I was able to charge 25 bucks a piece for these things if they put our Fast Signs logo on the corner. So we got some good advertising out of that. We could stick 5 of them per sheet, flatbed them, and bring them over and cut them out in a flatbed cutter. So that's 125 bucks we made. And what's our cost on coroplast? 10 bucks, maybe on the high end, 5 bucks in ink. So $15 cost of goods plus a little bit of time. So you're making $100 bills, boom, boom, boom. Really, how many of those you have to do to make a payment on an Esko cutter? It's not a whole lot. One of the things I'm really excited about working with Esko on is the Artios CAD program. So now we can build displays for manufacturers and build them in Illustrator, showcase them in 3D, and print them on the flatbed printer, bring them over to the Esko cutter, cut them out. And now we have a way cool display, so I can't wait to dive into that and take advantage of that part of this machine. If you're looking for a flatbed cutter, I highly recommend Esko. These guys have been awesome to work with. It's just amazing how much we use this machine every day, more and more and more. And once you have one, you look back and go, how did I ever survive without it? Talk to the Esko people, find out what you can do today to get one of these. And get one with a roll feed table too. We're getting ready to get our new Esko cutter going. I just found out it's going to be shipping this week, so we'll probably see it this week. So this is going to be our area that we're going to put it in. We've got a few challenges ahead of us. The wiring was inside one of our counters. That's all got to go. So we've got Eagle Electric rewiring it. We're going to basically run a big pipe across the top, over down inside the wall to replace this wiring. Just so happens that I've got compressed air on the other side of the wall. So we'll just tee into this line and we'll have compressed air on this side of the wall.
Peace offerings for the flatbed.
Then we got to worry about doing the floor and the walls, and getting all the pumps mounted and the vacuums mounted, and it's quite a big project, but it's going to be neat. I'm looking forward to having Esko and taking our business to the next level. One of the things I liked about the Esko cutter versus some of the cheaper cutters out there is they have highly optimized tool movements and cutting paths. That means more efficient cutting for more productivity. They have an easy-to-use software user interface, and they have an expansive service team covering all of North America. Even compared to higher-end tables, they have the most robust table on the market with a 20-year lifespan.
My name is Alvin with Esko, and we're going to talk about some of the requirements for having your new machines installed on your site. First of which is going to be, you want to ensure that you have enough space to, one, offload the crates and move them into your site. Second thing we're going to talk about is the power requirements for the machines. Now, we do have variations of machines. However, for this particular machine, our model X24, you're required to have 3-phase power for your vacuum starter, and that 3-phase is going to be 230 volts with a 50 amp breaker. You're also going to be needing 4 dedicated circuits that are going to be 110 powered, all AC. Also, you're going to need a network drop, so that way you can send your files from your front end to the machine to execute your programs. The last thing we're going to talk about is your air compressor for your table. You're going to want to have an air compressor that operates at about 100 psi. We also strongly recommend that you attach a drying system to your air compressor to ensure that no moisture gets inside your table. All of this information can be found in your pre-site inspection manual. All of these actions are supposed to be carried out prior to the arrival of the table.
Well, it's day one. I'm with Alvin from Esko.
Yes.
We're getting everything set up and we're staging the unit right now and getting it put into place to find out where it's going to be the best location.
Because you're going to think about which way your workflow is coming from. So if you're going to be feeding from this side, obviously you're going to want that side clear. Spacing is important. You want to keep that in mind for when your technicians have to come in and do PMs. Next, we're going to take the traverse and we're going to mount it to the table. Day one, so far we've got our tables mounted to the frames. We've got all our hardware fixed to the floor so that way it's able to be leveled. Next steps are going to be joining the tables for tomorrow, finishing with the configuration of our computer stand, and all the wiring that you see here under the table is going to get configured tentatively with the plan to turn on the machine on Wednesday morning. Simply line them up, hold it in place, tighten the screw in place.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how accurate and precise Alvin is, like the table. I mean, we're talking to the thousandth degree. I mean, it's spot on. And it's so critical that this stuff is set up properly. And I guess that's what you get when you buy a professional table from Esko, is you get professional installation. So these guys do an awesome job. And I know that when this thing's up and running, it's gonna be right. And it's gonna make us some money. Alvin, what are you doing?
Oh, we're just chilling.
I'm excited to not have to cut stickers out anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead and do some table setup stuff. Yep. Notice you hear no clunk? That's what you need. Me driving this back and forth essentially lets me know that the seam here is perfectly smooth.
Well, Alvin, looks like we did it.
Yes, we did.
It came out awesome, and I gotta say you did an awesome job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to work with yourself.
Yeah.
Install went relatively smooth from start to finish. From the point that we received the machine, we unpacked the machine, and we went through and did all the setup, all of the adjustments, all the measurements, and we're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
Gonna do a little more training today, show us how the tools work and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Basic operation, basic power up, power down procedures. Essentially, you're going to do the basic tool setups, naming the convections and the different axes on the machine. We got a lot of fun stuff you're about to get into.
Sounds like a challenge, maybe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Alvin's doing a great job of teaching. I like his teaching style. He shows us, then we have to show him. And if we do it right, then we become the new teacher to teach our other employees.
Absolutely.
And that way, it really reinforces the learning curve. And I got to say, it works really well. And this is an expensive machine. We don't want to break it. So we want the proper training.
Yes, sir.
I'm with Mike from Esko, and Mike is going to be training us on our new flatbed cutter from Esko. So Mike, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be teaching us in the next few days.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me. This is a 3-day training. Usually the first day, it's getting used to the machine, some of the more basic tools. Day 2, it goes into milling specific, and then basically towards the end of the day, we get into tooling presets. And then finally, day 3, I actually step back and let you kind of drive. And then basically any other tools that we have, like the piss cut tool, for example, get more familiar with that and basically everything else with the machine. It's definitely one of the best parts of my job is just to see the customer and basically be one of the faces of Esko.
You know what I liked about working with Mike is the fact that he's a trainer, but he's a trainer with experience. You said that you worked with one of these machines for 11 years in production before you became a trainer. So this guy knows this machine in and out. He's worked this machine, as an employee, and he knows what makes it tick, and he knows the shortcuts better than anybody out there, and I like that. The name of the game is all about making money and being efficient, and with the new Esko cutter, it's going to take us to the new level. So we got some training to do. Let's get after it. High five.
Absolutely.
Well, today we're working on a project for St. Peter's Hospital. They wanted 70 posters with dry erase laminate put on it. So we went ahead and printed them up with our HP latex printer, and we're laminating it with dry erase laminate. Now we're going to go ahead and load them up in our Esko flatbed cutter. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to cut out posters. First thing we're going to do now is find the barcode. When we print it, it gives us the barcode. Scan the barcode, and that automatically finds a file for us. Checking our thickness right now. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the rest of the marks so it knows how the orientation is. And we're about to find out why everybody needs an Esko flatbed cutter. Here we go. The race is on. Can you do it this fast? Can you do it this accurate? Over and over and over again. Then we're going to go down and grab it and move her down. Blows air up on the table to release it. Moves it. Applies vacuum again. We'll check our marks for alignment. Do it all over until the job's done. How easy is that, folks? This one job is the biggest reason I bought an X24 flatbed from Esko. 112 semi-trailer partial wraps meant we had over 2 miles of media to print and close to 15 miles of cuts to make. Yep, I said that right, 15 miles of cuts. It was one heck of a task hand cutting roll after roll of printed vinyl. We thought it would never end. Then along came the new Esko cutter and life was so much better. We finished this job in record time. We look forward to doing large jobs like this now that we have an Esko cutter on our team. One of the things I liked about the Esko cutter versus some of the cheaper cutters out there is they have highly optimized tool movements and cutting paths. That means more efficient cutting for more productivity. They have an easy to use software user interface, and they have an expansive service team covering all of North America. Even compared to higher end tables, they have the most robust table on the market with a 20-year lifespan. Esko has the most versatile range of materials from thick rigid to flexible using the 3 kilowatt routing spindle. I want to show you just how easy it is to make a cool sign using an Esko flatbed cutting table. First we cut out the background out of 3/4 inch black PVC. The 60,000 RPM spindle cuts through it like butter. It's pretty deep, so we're going to make a couple of passes. Pop the letters out and step 1 is finished. Now we're cutting a mirrored acrylic with the spindle. Nice clean edges. And did I mention how fast this thing is? We no longer have to farm out this work to another vendor. We do it on our schedule, and now we put that extra cash right to our bottom line. Now we're printing the green part of the logo on our Mamaki JFX 200 LED flatbed printer on a scrap piece of acrylic. Load it on the Esko. Find the edge and hit play. Imagine doing this with a jigsaw. Every day you will find ways to make money with your Esko cutter. We cut out a template on Coroplast with the Esko cutter so it makes installations a snap. No more paying for expensive templates. Man, I love this machine.